There was once a Zen master who had many disciples. One of them was very lazy and always procrastinated. He never did his chores, never meditated, never studied, and never helped anyone. He just slept, ate, and played all day. The master was very patient and tried to teach him the value of hard work and discipline. He gave him many tasks and assignments, but the lazy disciple always found excuses to avoid them. He said he was too tired, too bored, too busy, or too sick. He always said he would do them later, but later never came. The master was very disappointed and worried about his disciple. He thought, how can I help him overcome his laziness? How can I make him realize his potential and purpose? He decided to try one last thing. He called the lazy disciple and said, "My son, I have a very important mission for you. I want you to go to the nearby mountain and bring me back a special flower that grows there. It is called the Lotus of Enlightenment. It is very rare and beautiful, and it has the power to awaken anyone who sees it. It is the ultimate gift for a Zen master." The lazy disciple was surprised and curious. He thought, a flower that can enlighten anyone? That sounds interesting. Maybe I can use it for myself and become a great master without doing any work. Maybe I can sell it and make a lot of money. Maybe I can impress the master and get his praise. He agreed to go to the mountain and find the flower. He thought it would be an easy task. He said, "Don't worry, master. I will be back soon with the flower." He packed his bag and set off for the mountain. He thought he would find the flower in no time. But he was wrong. The mountain was very high and steep. The path was very rough and narrow. The weather was very cold and windy. The journey was very long and hard. The lazy disciple soon regretted his decision. He thought, this is too much trouble. Why did I agree to do this? Why did the master send me on this mission? Where is this flower anyway? Maybe it doesn't exist. Maybe the master is just testing me or punishing me. He wanted to give up and go back. But he was afraid of facing the master's anger and disappointment. He thought, I can't go back empty-handed. I have to find the flower somehow. He kept walking and climbing, hoping to see the flower soon. But he didn't. He searched every corner of the mountain, every rock, every bush, every tree, but he couldn't find the flower anywhere. He spent days and nights on the mountain, without food, water, or shelter. He faced many dangers and difficulties on the way. He encountered wild animals and poisonous snakes. He fell into traps and pits. He got lost and confused. He got injured and sick. He suffered from hunger, thirst, cold, heat, pain, fear, loneliness, boredom, frustration, anger, sadness, despair. But he didn't give up. He kept going, he kept looking, he kept hoping, he kept trying. And finally, he found it. He found the flower. It was at the top of the mountain, in a hidden cave. It was shining like a star in the dark. It was glowing like a jewel in the dust. It was blooming like a smile in the tears. It was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. It was the Lotus of Enlightenment. He couldn't believe his eyes. He felt a surge of joy and relief. He ran towards the flower and reached out to grab it. But as soon as he touched it, it vanished. It disappeared into thin air. It was gone. There was nothing left but an empty space. The lazy disciple was shocked and stunned. He couldn't understand what happened. He thought, what? Where did it go? How did it disappear? Was it an illusion? A trick? A joke? A dream? He looked around and saw nothing but rocks and dirt. He felt a wave of anger and grief. He cried out loud, "No! Why? Why did you do this to me? Why did you make me come here? Why did you make me work so hard? Why did you make me suffer so much? Why did you take away my reward? Why did you break my heart? Why? Why?" He fell to the ground and wept bitterly. He felt like he had wasted his time and energy. He felt like he had been cheated and betrayed. He felt like he had lost everything. He felt like he had nothing left. He felt like he had no reason to live. He wanted to die. But then, he heard a voice. A familiar voice, a gentle voice, a loving voice. It was the voice of his master. It said, "My son, don't cry. Don't be angry. Don't be sad. Don't be hopeless. Don't be foolish. Don't you see? Don't you understand? You have not wasted anything. You have not been cheated or betrayed. You have not lost anything. You have not nothing left. You have not no reason to live. You have everything. You have the flower." The lazy disciple was confused and curious. He looked up and saw his master standing in front of him. He was smiling and holding a flower in his hand. It was the lotus of enlightenment. The lazy disciple was surprised and amazed. He thought, "How did he get here? How did he find the flower? How did he know where I was?" He asked his master, "Master, how did you get here? How did you find the flower? How did you know where I was?" The master said, "My son, I have been with you all along. I have been watching you and guiding you. I have been helping you and protecting you. I have been teaching you and testing you. I have been waiting for you and expecting you. I knew where you were because I knew where you were going. I found the flower because I planted it there. I got here because I followed you here." The lazy disciple was puzzled and curious. He asked his master, "Master, why did you do all this? Why did you send me on this mission? Why did you plant the flower there? Why did you make it disappear? Why did you follow me here?" The master said, "My son, I did all this for your sake. I sent you on this mission to help you overcome your laziness. I planted the flower there to motivate you to work hard. I made it disappear to teach you a lesson. I followed you here to give you a reward." The lazy disciple was curious and eager. He asked his master, "Master, what lesson did you teach me? What reward did you give me?" The master said, "My son, the flower is not the goal. The goal is the journey. The journey is not the means. The means is the effort. The effort is not the result. The result is the growth. The growth is not the end. The end is the beginning." The lazy disciple was amazed and enlightened. He understood what his master meant. He realized that he had been wrong all along. He realized that he had been looking for the wrong thing in the wrong place for the wrong reason. He realized that he had been missing the point of life. He realized that he had been wasting his potential and purpose. He realized that he had been living in ignorance and delusion. He realized that he had been sleeping, eating, and playing all day. But now, he woke up, he saw the truth, he understood the meaning, he found the way, he achieved the goal, he completed the journey, he made the effort, he got the result, he experienced the growth, he reached the end, he started the beginning. And he smiled. He smiled because he was happy. He smiled because he was grateful. He smiled because he was proud. He smiled because he was free. And he said to his master, "Thank you, master. Thank you for everything. Thank you for sending me on this mission. Thank you for planting the flower there. Thank you for making it disappear." I hope you enjoyed this story and learned something from it. If you did, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. We will be posting more stories like this in the future. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.